Welcome to another exciting Toontown tale. Now let me preface this one by saying that I guarantee this one isn't clickbait. I got suspended. Now how could a devilishly handsome and extremely well-behaved man like me ever get suspended? Well, we were all kids once. I believe sometime around 2006 or 2007, I was up late playing Toontown Online doing whatever the heck I did that wasn't actually progressive on my toon. Seriously, I don't know what I wasted all of my time on. Anyways, so my memory of what happened was me talking to some random toons in Goofy Speedway. It was a completely random chat and eventually it got around to talking about what state they lived in. I figured I'd hop in and mention that I lived in Florida. I wouldn't have expected anything to arise from me mentioning that. I mean, is it really that bad to mention what state you live in? Well, I guess so. A couple days pass by and nothing happens out of the ordinary until one day I try to log in and launch the game and get an error. I'm confused on what it means until I find out that error means that I'm suspended. I freak out. I'm just a young kid at this point. How am I ever going to get this reversed? How long will this thing last, and am I going to get restricted in any way? So, after a long deliberation period, which as a kid was probably all but 5 minutes, I decided to email Toontown support in order to resolve this and get my account unsuspended. I nervously tried to type up the most professional sounding email I could possibly write, which probably still sounded like a 12-year-old begging to get his account back, pleading that he would never do it again and that he'd learned his lesson. I sent the email off and nervously waited a reply. About a day later, I see it in my inbox, a reply from Toontown support. I held my breath and clicked on it and... Sorry, you have to call live support on the phone. You can't do it by email. I'm freaking out at this point. They would never let me verify that I understand my actions. There's an age requirement to approve the account being unsuspended. They'd never think my squeaky little voice was that of an adult. I tried again to resolve my issues another way, this time using live chat support. This was before they shut it down due to the trolls that kept messing around with it. I communicate with them, tell them everything, and I beg them that I learned my lesson, and they gave me the same cookie-cutter reply. I was out of luck. I had to call support to get my account unsuspended. How would I do this? My father was always the one who handled the payments and calls, but if he had heard what the Toontown support staff had to say, which would undoubtedly be something along the lines of me sharing personal information about where I lived to other random users online, and not the reality of it that I just said I lived in Florida, that he'd kill me and ban me for life from playing Toontown. I couldn't do it. I couldn't let my dad hear what they had to say about it. But I had to call to get my account unsuspended. How was I gonna do it? Well, a couple days later my opportunity showed up. It was later at night and my dad was out on work and my mom was home. I figured the blow wouldn't be too bad coming from my mom, especially since she didn't quite understand everything about the game. It was around 10 p.m. on a weekday night. I put my plan into action. There were two phases. Phase 1, try and call myself and confirm that I understand my actions and get my account unsuspended myself. Phase 2, if that doesn't work, try not to make a mess in my pants by worrying and wake my mom up and hope she is too delirious to really understand what's going on. I call, confirm, tell them everything, and they ask to speak to my parents. No mention of my age, not even a question, just, can we speak with your parents? They knew this little kid wasn't an adult ready to confirm. I tell them, yes, please hold on, as shakily as I was and I sprinted. I literally bolted from my room, across the house and into my parents' room to my mom, woke her up and just told her to confirm this thing on the phone for my game. I have no idea why I thought this was a good idea, but she was completely confused, not really understanding, and was sort of out of it. She talked to them, confirmed it, but looked a little bit worried at some point. I'm scared right now considering what they're telling her, but I hope it's all good. Eventually, she hangs up and she said she confirmed it or whatever, but was asking a million questions about what they meant by being suspended and sharing personal info. I'll admit, I'll take a million sleepy mom questions over the yelling of a lifetime from my dad. From that point on, my mom was always micromanaging me, asking how safe my games were and reminding me not to share anything personal with anyone online. I was unsuspended and I was back to my ways, but I still like to say that I got away with it, even if there was a slight annoyance attached to it. And that's the story of how I got suspended. I'd also like to note really quickly that while I was just a kid, it's still not safe to share any kind of personal details with anybody online. Toontown is a really mixed bag of players, meaning that tons of older people play alongside much younger players, and you just need to stay safe regardless of what's going on. Thanks for watching. I also want to give a big shout out to Bingo Kemsky and FishyFishy721 for supporting me so much on my Patreon. I really appreciate the support from you guys. Do you like what you see? Want to help me in making videos just like this one? Help support me and my videos by joining my Patreon. It's a funding website designed to allow YouTube creators just like me to gain support to be able to produce videos regularly. So if you enjoy my videos, it would mean the world to me if you could lend a hand to help me make more. I want to thank you all for watching my videos, I want to thank you all for the support, and I'll see you in my next video.